So I'm doing this video mostly because I have all of these lip liners that I don't want to get rid of them, but I've kind of finished using them. They're very small, and I know that eventually I should just, you know, chuck them and get a new one, or it will happen, and then I will forget what they are, and I want to remember what they are because these are my absolute favorite lip liners. So I thought I would share with you which ones I have been going through. So this is kind of like an empties video that I never do, and it's gonna be really interesting. There's a lot of them, and maybe what I will do is, I can't swatch them on my lips because, you know, lip liners is just never gonna work. My lips are gonna get red from rubbing them and you're not gonna see the true color, but I will swatch them on my hand, and then at least you can compare them one next to the other. So this one I'm literally just keeping because I don't want to forget it. This is the Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's maybe my favorite nude lip liner ever. However, let me say that the consistency of these lip liners I find a little bit sticky. You know, when they kind of drag, I prefer lip liners that go on almost powdery, so that very soft, but not like the long wear lip liners usually have this kind of rubbery texture that drags a little bit. I don't like that, and this has that, but it's okay. I mean, it's a minor irritation. So this is the Iconic Nude, and not really sure if you're seeing anything, but this is gonna be on my hand. That's it over there. So it's just a really fantastic neutral brown. It's really a brown. It isn't much of a peachy pink. It's a beige, which I really like with nude lipsticks. It's just the perfect one to create a natural shadow around your lips and then put a nude lipstick in the middle if you wanna bring a nude lipstick to a more natural color. Something. Now, a very similar one to that one in the same kind of vibe is the Kevyn Aucoin in Medium Flesh, which, as you can see, I can't even tell what this is, but I remember because I liked it so much. So this is the Medium Flesh from Kevyn Aucoin, and it's very similar, maybe a bit lighter than the Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury. And I discovered this lip liner actually through Charlotte Tilbury, the first tutorial that she did in Lisa Eldridge's channel. She was using this, and she said that it was her favorite ever lip liner that she uses on her clients and stuff. So before she came out with her line, she was using this lip liner instead of her now famous Dolce Vita, I think it is. Is it Dolce Vita? I don't remember. I think I have it here too. No, I don't. Well, the one that she uses all the time now, that's kind of like a neutral. But this is still... So this, as you can see, I mean, it's practically the same. Very good lip liner, this one. Kevyn Aucoin Medium Flesh pencil. Let me try to find a similar one to that. So, okay. So one that I have been using all the time, and that, as you can see, is also dying, almost deceased. This is the Lancome Noisette, which means hazelnut. And let's see how this one compares next to the others. So this one, again, very, very similar, definitely in the same line. I would say that this one is a bit deeper and a bit more reddish, so you get a deeper, warmer tone out of this one. I have been using it indistinctively with all of my nudes. I even use it for my beige and corals. I mean, I use nude lipsticks, nude lip liners for almost any color, you know? Unless you're doing a bright kind of fuchsia or a bright, lighter tone red, then you need something different. So that was Lancome lip liner in Noisette, and I really love the texture. Let me say about the texture of this one. This is what I would like, I think, most lip liners to be like. It's very, very soft, but it doesn't drag. It's not rubbery. It's not sticky. Maybe it is a bit too soft, perhaps, for some people, compared to, for example, the MAC lip liners. But I love it. I have loved these Lancome lip liners so much. And the Kevyn Aucoin, I didn't tell you about the texture, is a bit drier, so it's not quite as soft, but it's still perfect. So this is quite a perfect texture, and it's rigid enough so that you can sharpen it and it doesn't fall apart, which is always a bonus. It's not, you know, the rubbery, plasticky, sticky ones, sometimes they break when you sharpen them. This doesn't, the Kevyn Aucoin one. So if you prefer a drier texture, the Kevyn Aucoin one is good. Speaking of drier textures, we have the infamous MAC Whirl, and I'm showing you this merely because it was the same pile, but I'm not running out of this one yet, but I think it's gonna be very much in the same family, so I want to show you. Yeah, so very, very similar. It's a bit more of a yellow brown. It's the one at the top. So that's MAC Whirl. I thought it would be more pinkish, but actually no. Is it? Honestly, it's very similar. It's a bit lighter than the others, but it's very, very similar. It's like a lighter version of the Noisette from Lancome. I use that one also for all of my nudes. Then these are two that I used to use a lot, the Makeup Forever, and they're great, but I did find them a little bit in the rubbery, sticky spectrum of things. So these are the 3C and the 5C. Oh, I can still see the numbers. Yeah, I still have them but I haven't been using them for a while. I just want to keep them, but maybe I'll chuck them now that I have them for posterity. So this is the first one. This is 3C. Again, another iteration of exactly the same shade. You can see that I'm really into this tone. So this one is almost identical to the Noisette from Lancome. Yeah, 3C. And then the 5C, and it is a nice formula. It goes on really well. It's just one of those that's kind of rubbery, you know what I mean, when you sharpen it. Sometimes it breaks at the tip because it's just so soft, but not powdery, more like, you know what I mean by sticky. So this is the 5C, and this one is gonna be a bit darker. In fact, quite a lot darker. And more brown. It's just more intense. It's not that the shade is lighter, it's that the pigment is so intense that it goes on. It's the one at the top. It goes on the darkest from all the ones that I've tried, even though it's pretty much exactly the same shade. So that's Makeup Forever 5C. By the way, these two Makeup Forever that I just showed you, I think this was just a detour because they're discontinued, so you can't even get them. So I don't even know why I'm keeping those. It's just like pointless just to use them. Okay, speaking of darker shades, I'm gonna show you the Kevyn Aucoin, the one that I use when I want something darker. So when I wear a deeper nude in the line of NARS Anna or any deeper nude, or even when I wear Audrey, when I wear like an off dark rose nude brown color that I wear a lot, then I really like this one, Kevyn Aucoin Minimal. Minimal is a darker nude with more red, so it's really great for any neutral deep nudes or reddish roses, dull cranberries, dusty colors, mauves. I like mauves a lot. So that's Kevyn Aucoin Minimal. So the last one that I'm going to show you is this one, and this one I have really been liking for slightly more rosy colors. To be honest, I have been wearing it indistinctively. I just pick one. I don't even look at what I'm picking, but I realize that this looks better with more rosy colors. Like the color that I'm wearing today is NARS Brigitte, and for this one I think this would be cool. It would bring it more, it would bring out the rose more, the pink rather than the brown. So this is Sheer Raspberry from Lancome, and Lancome, it has turned out to be one of my favorite companies for lip liners. So you can see at the top that this is definitely a lot more pinkish rosy than the others. So that's a really great basic to have if you want to have like a slightly more pinkish nude and then you want to have your nude nudes. This is pretty much my wavelength. So yeah, we have them documented now in the safety of my memory card. Hopefully I shall post this, and eventually when I can't sharpen them anymore I will have to get rid of them. But I love my lip liners. Hope that was informative, and I will see you later.